So a while back, I shared an image on my community tab of Harvey Keitel as legendary crime figure Meyer Lansky in an upcoming biopic. I was surprised by how many people loved the still and were talking about it. And a lot of you guys were asking about the film. When is it coming out? Is Keitel going to play Lansky in his younger years as well as his older years? So I decided I might as well make a video for the film. Keitel is of course no stranger to the crime genre. His filmography contains a stunning collection of crime films in which he usually pops up in a major supporting role. Some of the notable films on his resume include Reservoir Dogs, Mean Streets, Copland, Clockers, Bad Lieutenant, Taxi Driver, Bugsy, and The Irishman. Keitel has always been open to work with novice filmmakers and in independent pictures, which is part of the reason why he landed roles in films like Reservoir Dogs in the first place, and might be why he chose to play Lansky in this upcoming biopic. Meyer Lansky was one of the most notorious American criminals of the 20th century. The Jewish gangster was instrumental, along with his associate Charles Luciano, in creating the National Crime Syndicate and created a gambling empire for himself that had its hand stretched all throughout the world. He led a colourful life and was one of the most successful criminals of the age, both financially and in terms of keeping himself pretty much completely out of jail, only going to prison once in his life. He's considered a mastermind of the underworld. Lansky is a popular character in pop culture. He served as the inspiration for numerous movie characters such as Hyman Roth in the second Michael Corleone film and Max in Once Upon a Time in America. He is a supporting character in films such as Bugsy, in which, funnily enough, Harvey Keitel also starred in, and he was a major character in HBO's Boardwalk Empire. However, there hasn't really been a definitive Meyer Lansky biopic focused solely on his life, until now. At the moment, the film is simply titled Lansky, and the plot outline of the movie is as follows. When the aging Meyer Lansky is investigated one last time by the feds, who suspect he has stashed away millions of dollars over half a century, the retired gangster spins a dizzying tale, revealing the untold truth about his life as the notorious boss of Murder Inc. and the National Crime Syndicate. Harvey Keitel is playing the older Meyer Lansky who tells this story. The movie will not be going down the Irishman route of digitally de-aging Keitel so he can play Lansky in his younger years, as the young Lansky will be played by John Magaro, who I've recently learned is playing Silvio Dante in The Many Saints of Newark, the Sopranos prequel. There aren't really too many other actors of note in the film, at least not ones I'm familiar with. The only one I know is Sam Worthington, who is playing someone called David Stone, a young journalist who Lansky tells his story to, and it looks like this is Worthington sitting in front of Keitel in this shot from the film. Shane McRae is playing Charles Luciano, David Cade is playing Ben Siegel, and even Al Capone is apparently going to be in the film, being played by Robert Walker Branchoud. At the time of the making of this video, the movie is in post-production and has yet to be given a release date. The film is being directed by Eitan Rockaway, who's only made one feature-length film, a 2015 movie called The Abandoned, which is sitting with a 5 out of 10 rating on IMDb. He also wrote the script, which is based on real-life interviews Lansky conducted with Rockaway's own father, history professor Robert Rockaway. I always welcome new gangster films. It's a genre that still has a lot to give. There are so many great characters throughout history that can be explored on film, and yet it seems the genre is dead, at least in mainstream Hollywood. That being said, these days movies like American Gangster and The Irishman are actually a rarity. They are the exception to the rule, because the sad fact is most gangster films these days are crap, and many of them failing to even make it to the cinema. Previously hyped movies, also about real-life mobsters with amazing life stories, include the much mangled and hilariously bad Mobtown and John Travolta's Gotti movie, two movies that felt low-budget and sloppily made. I am looking forward to this film. I really hope it is good and does justice to the character and provides an entertaining story, but realistically, I don't have high hopes for it, and unfortunately suspect it will end up on video on demand or something. It does seem like a personal passion project from the director, but the lack of prestige behind the project sends clear signals. I wouldn't have even known about this film if Harvey Keitel wasn't in it, and something tells me he won't actually be in the film that much. It's going to have to get through a lot, so the flashbacks will surely dominate the movie. He's an excellent pick to play Lansky though, and is the perfect age to play the 70-year-old retired Lansky. The man has incredible, intense screen presence, as recently proven by his brief cameo in The Irishman where he absolutely killed it despite limited screen time. So what are your hopes and expectations for Lansky? Are you looking forward to the film? How good do you think it will be? Let me know in the comments below, and thanks for watching.